Hey everybody, how's it going? Dan Schinder here on Drum Talk TV again from Globe, Arizona again. And I'm here with Dominic McNabb, who's, wow, I can't believe how you're growing up. He's 14 now, coming to us from what part of South Africa again?
I'm in Pretoria, South Africa.
That's right. And we're so excited to have you on again. I've been watching your drumming grow and your expansive horizon of all the different genres you're playing. I'm going to play some clips in just a moment, folks, just to give you an idea of what's going on here. But first, Dominic, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Great. It's awesome to have you on again. I think your signal's still a little weird, but that's okay. We'll get through it. Folks, tell us where you're watching from. I'm going to pull up the show right here, right now in the comments so that I can watch the show. Just kidding. So that I can watch the comments and answer any questions you might have for Dominic, who truly is an extraordinary player. I've been playing 52 years and 3 months now. That's a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, but I should be a lot better. You're a lot better than I am. And I kind of stopped learning a long time ago. And I can't just do the same thing, but I'm okay with that because I'm having fun. And I know you have fun when you play because of your big giant smile. And you do have a few other drummer faces, as drummers should have, depending on what they're doing. And before we show a clip, you're teaching now, aren't you?
Yes, I do teach.
How old are your students?
My one student is 13 and my other student is 9 years old.
Wow, 9. That's great. And are you teaching them drum set playing or right now just rudiments on the pad, or where are you with each of them?
With the 9-year-old student, we're starting more or less with the basics, like technique. We're starting with the single stroke roll, just like to build up his technique and also his speed. And we're also busy focusing on keeping that groove locked in to the metronome without falling out of time, and also with basically feeling the music and just like keeping the groove firm. Then with my 13-year-old, doubles,
Great.
singles, all of those crazy stuff, and like busy building it from there, and also music playing and creativity. So like creativity with building fills, building grooves, all of those type of things. And he's really getting much better with that.
That's great. Let's show everybody a little bit of your playing, and then we'll talk some more drumming, some more music, and some more life. So some of you may know this song. It's called Bugle Call Rag. We'll play some of this. Check this out. All right, I don't want to spoil everybody, but we'll show more clips. Dominic, how did your father or your mother get you into jazz? Who got you into traditional jazz and swing and big band?
My dad actually. My dad like showed me some videos a couple of years back of like big jazz stars. Like there was Buddy Rich, Dave Weckl, and I also saw Dennis Chambers playing some Louis. The list goes on. Like all of the jazz greats, and whenever watching it, I used to enjoy watching it because like it's not like they're just playing the jazz; they're basically feeling the music. They are the music, busy playing with it, and they are carrying the whole song. And I basically wanted to play like that. Really enjoyed watching them play like that, and started listening to a lot of big band tracks because those are my favorite. I love big band tracks.
Me
And
too.
I listened to a lot of them and just started practicing to them, got the feel. And then I played Bugle Korag and I enjoyed that track so much. That's a really great track.
That's great. Hey, a funny thing. You remember when I told you your microphone was too soft?
Yes?
Now it might be a teeny bit too loud. It's slightly
Too
distorted.
loud.
If you don't mind turning it down just a little bit while I ask my next question, because my next question is okay. So your father got you. I've met your father. Your parents were wonderful. Got you into jazz. Falling in love with it is one thing. Falling in love with it as a drummer is another thing. Falling in love with it as a drummer and then being able to play the technique is a whole other thing. How did you get the technique down? Did you take lessons from anybody to learn how to swing with the right hand on the ride and all these different things that make big band drumming what it is? What's going on?
It was mostly a lot of YouTube videos and a lot of like Hudson music books. Because before I played Bugle Korag, I made sure that I first went through the basics of jazz, the history, what
Great.
jazz is, and how to play jazz. What's the main concept? Like playing swing on the ride, not just keeping it a straight downbeat rhythm, but like a triplet type of rhythm, keeping all of that, even feathering, all of those stuff. I first went through all of that to make sure that I was playing it right because I didn't want to basically disrespect jazz. I wanted to play it in a proper way. I wanted to get the technique down. Then for about a week or so, just like look closely to how Buddy Rich played all of his big band tracks and how he played live and all that stuff. And I basically took note of like what position his snare like hits were in, where his ghost notes were, and especially where he played his ride and his kick foot positioning. I made sure that I look very close to that so that I get the proper sound, I get the proper feel, and mainly the proper technique. So basically, all of that from Hudson music books and videos of Buddy Rich.
That's great. So mainly by ear and by observing and really paying attention to what these other people are doing, right?
Mainly that is.
That's great because you can't learn technique from charts. We can
You
learn
can.
where the notes go. We can learn the math
Yes.
of the song, the indicated dynamics, things like
Yes.
that. But we can't learn technique from that. We have to be doing it. It's a
Yeah.
physical, kinesthetic, act. No, so
Yes.
before you fell in love with jazz, what were you playing? Was that some of the more hip hop type stuff?
Mainly hip hop, Latin, and like rock stuff. I
Yeah.
was very into Latin. I love Latin until today.
Oh,
I
that's
love
great.
Latin
Let's play
and music.
Rockstar for them. Let's show them some of that video, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. Check this out, folks. Oh, I have Rock You. I'm going to play Rock
Rock
You.
You.
That's the one I've got ready. Here we go. Maybe that's, I'm all confused. I'm so nervous interviewing a 14-year-old who's like 20 times better than I am. Here we go.
All I ever wanna do set the temperature, stop the groove, yeah. I don't need to stay for long. I don't need to stay for long. Oh, the heat don't further, come further. I'm gonna be done for the end of the
I love that. I want to show everybody some contrast to that and play a song that every drummer not necessarily has to learn, but every drummer should really be get familiar with Caravan. What a legendary piece of music. If there was one jazz song to get familiar with, I think that would be my number one choice. This is Dominic playing Caravan. I think you were 13 in this video I'm going to play, correct?
I think I was used. I think that was before my birthday.
Yeah, so I think you were
I think
12
I
or
was used.
13, probably 13. Yeah, because this is back from like last fall. Check this out, folks. This is really great.
Yeah.
I laugh because it's so good. So, what do you have for breakfast in the morning? Because that's what I'm going to start having.
Usually just normal cereal.
No, that was great. That was really great job. How long did it take you to get Caravan to where you felt comfortable making that video of it? From the time you started working on
I
it,
think
learning it, and playing it.
This actually starts, I think, in 2019. No, before 2019 actually. And then I just watched the movie Whiplash, and
You saw Whiplash
Yeah,
and then dove into Caravan?
yes,
Great.
basically. So that one scene came on, and like I've been watching it for so long, and one day my dad said, you know what, just try and play this track with me. Just try and get fun with it and everything. I tried it, and back in 2018, this was actually, it was very difficult to play it. I struggled a lot to get it right. And then scratched that out, and like a couple of months later, I went back to the track, tried and played it again, and I started like getting more feel of it, and basically getting more fun of the track. Then around 2019, I recorded my first cover of the track. I believe, I think it was 2019. Where I recorded my first cover of the track. That went wow, that went very great, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then fast forward to around 2021. Yeah, that was last year. 2021. I just watched the original, like, video of Caravan where the song basically originated from, and I love that group. And my dad said, you know what, try and play it that way, and then just record it. I practiced it for about an hour, I think. Then went over it, played the track a couple of times, and then after that hour, I felt confident, and I just had to play it one more time on my electronic kit, and I played it again over and over, and then I went into the studio, got everything set up, I played the track. It was a lot of fun. It was really a lot of fun.
That's great. It's brilliant. What I noticed, there's some different heads on there. It looks like the floor tom has a white head on it, probably, obviously a coated head. But I think the rack toms, and in my day, we used to call them hang toms, but now they're called rack toms. They look like they have a black ebony head. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Give us a rundown of all the heads, the snare and the kick as well.
So that kit right there, I believe it's my white kit.
Yes, the white kit.
Elsa.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid's name is Elsa. On her, I had on the snare drum, I had a Remo Ambassador on the batter. Then on the resonance side, I think I had an Aquarium Clear head, single ply.
Right.
Then on all toms resonance sides, I had Remo Ambassadors on. And then on the top, my two right toms, I had the Remo coated black suede on the right toms.
Oh.
I just love that sound.
And the Remo coated black suede is not like the slick surface. It's a little bit more textured and matte, correct?
Yes, that's good.
Great.
So now I love that dry sound that it gave. It gave a perfect sound, basically what I was looking for. Then for my floor tom again, I had a clear head on it once, and it was nice, but I still wanted that coated type of sound on it. So I added, I believe it was the Emperor, the Remo Emperor.
Oh, okay.
And I added that on my floor tom, and that whole combination made a perfect sound right there.
That's great. I think that there's a really good lesson in that the heads don't all have to be the same. You might find a different head for one specific drum size, diameter, and depth, where for the sound you're looking for, it just might be a different head,
Yes.
And here's something, even since I say a lot of crazy stuff, you know that, right? We talk a lot. Since I say a lot of crazy stuff, I'll even throw this out there. The whole kit doesn't even have to be the same brand, unless, of course, you're an endorsing artist of a brand, then you want to use all their products. But otherwise, mix and match and see what works best, and then maybe you'll find something similar within that one line. But all the drums don't have to be the same kind of heads. Even just because they're tom-toms doesn't mean they have to have the same head.
Like on that kit, the whole kit was a Yamaha stage custom Birch, but my snare drum wasn't a stage custom Birch. My snare drum was a vintage, I think 1960, around there, Yamaha Maple custom snare drum, one of those orange ones with the gray hardware on.
Oh, nice.
That was the snare drum. So I had the Birch snare drum on. It sounded great and all, but then I took a listen to the Maple custom snare, and that just sounded perfect. So I had to add it together with the kit.
That's
and
great.
Then then sometimes I will add my stage custom snare on the side, maybe to have that type of sound, or even remove my floor tom and put it there as a floor tom, snare floor tom,
nice.
something like that to play around with.
Yeah, when you use it as a second snare, I know that obviously it gets a different sound, but do you tune it differently as well? Like maybe crank it way down or make it fat and slushy? How do you adjust the sound of a snare if you're going to use it as a secondary snare drum?
It actually depends. So at the moment, my Maple Custom snare is tuned at a high range, snappy type of snare.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would have my second snare drum, my like specifically talking the Maple Custom, I mean the Stage Custom. I would maybe have that as either as a fat type of snare, or I would like crank it up and maybe have that as a like sound almost like a piccolo snare, something like that. Like have that type of sound. So then like something like Chris Coleman did once, I think at the Drumeo Festival. He had a small I think 10 or 12-inch snare drum, and he cranked that up higher than his main snare drum. And I thought, okay, I don't have a tiny snare drum, but I do have a Stage Custom snare drum.
Yeah.
So we just cranked that all the way up, and the two together went perfectly. But then if you like maybe playing like a mid-range snare or even high pitch,
Right.
a high range snare,
Yeah.
then maybe have like a fat deep type of sound right next to you. So then that like out of nowhere that just comes in.
Yeah,
And
you have that
it's almost
contrast.
like everyone feels that. Yeah, basically that. It's
Yeah.
like a mix up to your drum kit.
That's great. That's great. I love it. Let's play some of Misery Business. Ready for that one? And then we'll talk about that
Ready.
track, okay? Here's Misery
Yes.
Business, folks. And if you're just joining us, watch the replay so you can see the different clips and the different genres of music that Dominic is playing. Here's Misery Business.
Take it from the top. She's got a body like an hourglass, it's ticking like a clock. It's a matter of time before we all run out. Just when I thought she was mine, caught about now. I waited 8 long months to finally set her free. I told her I couldn't lie, she was the only one for me. So we fully caught on fire, it's got it out for me. I wear the biggest smile.
Yeah, that's great. Now that's a whole different kit. Tell us about that kit
Yes.
and the head setup on that one. It looks like the same heads on the rack toms. What about the whole kit?
That is my new kit, Kylo Red. That is a prize position right there.
Nice.
That is a Yamaha Live Custom Hybrid Oak Uzu Magma Sunburst. And the
Nice.
Uzu Magma Sunburst is the color. It's like a wood grain red and black type of color.
Yeah.
That's my favorite color.
It looks beautiful.
And it does. It really does. And at the time, I had a on my toms. I have the Evans Black Onyx heads.
Oh,
Yeah, I have the Evans Black Onyx heads. And then on that video, I'm sure I think I had like a gray head. It was the Evans hybrid, the Evans hybrid snare drum head. I took a listen to the snare drum head. I think the first time I saw that head was on Drumline, and I was
Oh.
like watching, and I saw the head on like one of those marching snare drums. I'm like, imagine I put it on my snare drum at home. How would that sound?
yeah.
And then I ordered one, put it on. It sounded perfect. And then at the moment, I upgraded my setup to another 8-inch tom. And I added another Evans Black Onyx head on there. But then the reason for this tom setup, it's double ply. But the reason for this tom setup, if you take a listen to that floor tom sounds perfect basically.
That's
It basically
great.
sounds similar to a kick drum, and I love that a lot, so keep that in there. And then my toms, that double ply basically it doesn't have too much overtone on like my drum kit. So then I went for like a nice double ply setup. So then I don't need to add too much dampening on and all that. So then it basically sounds perfect raw on my kit.
That's great. Yeah, that's a beautiful finish. That's really nice.
That is beautiful.
Now you mentioned that you had a gig this evening. This evening, your time. It's like what 10:30 at night there.
I think it's about 9:30.
9:30.
About
Okay, so now you're only
Yeah.
9 hours ahead of me. Okay, and what kind of gig was it? What kind of music?
It was a DJ gig. I've done a couple of them in the past.
You were scratching.
Yes.
Oh wow! I thought you came from a drumming gig. Cool. So tell us about that.
It is both. It is
Both?
both drums.
Nice.
Both drums and DJ. So like I did a set where I was DJing. They had a lot of fun. They were like dancing in circles, running around. Just it was a blast. I had a lot of fun. And then like after the DJ set, I think for about a half an hour or so, went over to my drum kit, and then a track that I played in the past from DJ Carlos, credit to him for the track. It was like a DJ mix that he did. I think it was like 2 years ago, a year ago when he made this video. And me and my dad were looking for like some tracks to play tonight. And we came across that video, and then my dad's like, you know, why did you do this? This is an insane track. It was fun. It basically matched the vibe of the venue and the gig that I was at. And I did that track. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing that. Did a solo, interacted with the crowd. I gave them a rhythm. I played the rhythm. And like a call and response type of thing too. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
That's great. So are you gonna sell your drums and just be a DJ?
No, I can't.
I'm kidding. You mentioned you're also producing now.
Yes. I
Talk
do
about that,
produce.
please. I've produced, and that's a fun job. That's totally different. And I think drummers make great producers, usually because of their context of working with rhythms. And I just think they perceive things differently because of what our job is. But what's the experience been like for you?
With me, it's just a lot of fun. Just getting to the studio, have like an idea in my head, make it come true. I've done a couple of EDM tracks, some bass house tracks, future house, and all that. I've done about 4 drum tracks already that I've released. I want to work on a lot more, like get some cinematic ones, get some more trappy ones, get some like fusion type of drum tracks, and then something I definitely want to dive into is fusion jazz. I want to get like some fusion jazz
Great.
drum tracks. And then like my latest drum track, I believe it's Backwards. Yes, Backwards.
Oh,
That one I had a lot of fun making.
Great.
Because one of my favorite tracks from Shade Tracks is Samurai. And
oh yeah. Do I have that one?
I
here?
love that track. I love playing that track. And then I had this idea, how about I go and look for a sample or something, flip the sample, and I actually found the sample. It was like a flute type of sample, reversed it, add some halftime, reverb, all of those stuff, EQ'd it, and then just added it to the main mix, followed the chord progression, added my own different chord progression to it, and basically just made a whole... It turned from a hip-hop track to a whole shit track.
Wow, that sounds fun. So, what is the deal with school? How's school going?
School is actually going great. I'm catch up with all my work. I
Great.
was a bit behind, but I'm catched up. I caught
good.
up a lot. And at the moment, my favorite subject, definitely natural sciences and probably technology and accounting. Those
Oh,
two subjects.
wow.
I love those a lot.
That's great. So, do you still want to be a professional drummer as your profession when you're older, or are you thinking more towards moving towards science?
I definitely want to still become a professional drummer. I still want to do that.
Great.
That's a passion. That's my life. That's what I do. But I would also like to study, finish school, finish university, by the grace of God. And I would like to open up my own business, like a IT business, but then also get some music in there, like in the one section of this business. Like I want to open like a humongous store, which is basically a joyland for musicians, for technicians, IT specialists, everyone who like loves computers and music. And in the one side of the store have like computers, have different motherboards, CPUs, and all of that. Even gaming sections, if you want to like test out some different PCs, see how they run, test it out for producing, recording, and all those stuff. And then another section of the store with music, drums, keyboards, trumpets, saxophones, everything basically that you can come and test out. And also like basically just go crazy there.
That
And then
sounds
another
fun.
section where I would like to give off like classes. On the one side of the store, I'd like to open up like a music institute. So then, people who are willing to learn any instrument it is, basically come learn what they want to do, and basically just from there on, have fun. Come to the store again, play around on the instruments, play around on the computers, even like teaching IT and all of those stuff. I would like definitely love to open like a store company, everything that has to do with all of my passions.
That's great. That sounds exciting. You're in ninth grade now, so
Yes.
you don't have really that much more time left before you graduate high school. Does it seem close or far away to you?
It seems a bit far, about like I think around 900 and something days, 1,000 something days. But now, but how the time is going at the moment, it seems very close actually. Because
Yeah.
the days are going all quicker and quicker, so it might just even be like next month.
Yeah,
But
it will
it's,
go by
like,
fast.
will be quick. Well,
Definitely. Is there any new music that you've discovered that's at least new to you that you'd like to talk about and share? Any drummers that you've discovered lately that you weren't familiar with, or any bands that you're really starting to like that maybe you didn't hear of before?
There's one band that my dad introduced me to, Fifth Flow. I've never
Oh,
heard of them before, and like in the week, my dad sent me a video of them. Watched it. It was like a live arrangement of Beyonce's song, and watching this arrangement, it was fire basically. It was really nice,
that
and
sounds
then
fun. Yeah. I remember that band actually. I need to pull some of their stuff up. Yeah.
mm-hmm. Then like I made the track drumless, and all of that, so I could like cover the track and did a cover on it. Had a lot of fun with it because I love live arrangements. I love listening to them. Even when bands play live with artists, it's if the artist is there without a band, it kind of seems a bit boring. But once the band is there, it's like that whole arrangement that the song originally had was scratched out, and they made like a better arrangement to like fit that live type of vibe and get the attention of the crowd. And that's why like I love watching Fifth Flow, because basically that was all that I was looking for. There's
Oh, that's
arrangements, live performances, all of that, and that was really fun.
great. And do you use a double pedal or single pedal?
Single pedal all the way.
That's great.
I don't use double pedal, I use single.
Yeah, me too. I have a double pedal on my bigger kit, but and I've only had it on there for like a few years of the 52, and I almost never ever use it. I've never worked on those skills, and I'm not criticizing anybody that does. I'm just saying it's not in my wheelhouse. When I was really young, I started playing when I was like half your age. I was right before I turned 7. I started developing my right foot very quickly, being able to play really fast. Now I know that playing a double pedal can also introduce a whole other technique and a whole other sound, but it's never really been a big part of the kind of stuff that I've ever played. So adopted it, you know?
Like I've tried double pedal. I remember like 2017. We walked into this music store and I begged my dad to give me a double pedal. I wanted to try it out. Because like watching all of these videos, it looked a lot of fun, and it is a lot of fun playing double pedal. I tried it out, played it. I still have the double pedal. I use it a lot to practice, more than like playing. I usually practice a lot on it, like trying to get my left foot speed to develop, because my right foot, I'm comfortable with the speed, but I still want to build it up more and more and more, because I'm learning to like fast blast with a single pedal basically. I remember I did it in one video and I was basically standing up off my chair. I was standing up, that I wasn't sitting at all.
Oh, wow, how funny. And
But then,
yeah,
like, I
go
want
ahead.
to try and develop that. I want to try and develop like speed with single pedal. But then I saw like some of Luke Holland's videos, and his feet are crazy fast. So I'm busy practicing like his exercises on double pedal, but I'll mainly always play single pedal.
That's great. That's an awesome story. And I'm sorry, folks, you might hear my doggy barking. I have a 7.5-month-old Shepsky, a German Shepherd Husky mix, and he's in a area not far from my office door barking at someone my wife is speaking to because he wants to play. So sorry if that's distracting. How often and for how long do you practice, Dominic?
Mainly an hour a day, but sometimes like to challenge myself, push it up to 2 hours. So then like a bit longer practice sessions with like an hour on my drums, practicing like different combos, different shading, chops, gospel chops fills, like from Eric Moore, Damon Taylor, all of the big drummers, and then like move over then to like reading my books, like Hudson music books, a lot of drum music books and music theory, music notation, and then I'll move over to normal music theory, like on the piano, because I'm learning to play the piano too.
Great.
So then like move on to that, busy learning a lot about that. Never knew there was a sharp or a double sharp or
Yeah.
a double flat, but now I know.
Now you know,
So I'm
yeah.
busy learning that.
Yeah. That's great. So you're learning the melodic side of music when it comes to learning keys and scales and things like that.
Yes.
And is that developing your ear so that when you put a song on, like Caravan or something, are you getting yet to where you can identify what key it's in?
Not yet, but
That will
I'm
come.
close to there. That will come. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be like Charlie Puth one day. I will
Yeah.
have perfect pitch. Play me a tone on the glass, I'll know exactly what that is. E flat.
There you go. Absolutely. That's great. What advice do you have for younger drummers around your age, whether they're just starting or they've been playing for a little while and they want to get better, they want to try new genres, maybe they're playing rock or pop and they want to learn jazz. What are some of the things you would tell them to set them on the right path to get better and learn more?
Mainly just have a lot of fun with it. Like in the beginning stages, drums might seem like boring with all of like the different techniques you have to learn, like learning singles, playing singles for an hour straight at like 150 BPM, like all of that stuff in the beginning. It might seem a bit boring because like kids my age are used to playing like Fortnite, playing Call of Duty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then like once they see other drummers, it's almost like mind blowing. They want to learn drums, they want to get into drumming, and it basically becomes a passion from there. And beginning stages won't be like very kind. Like once I did I think 10-minute session just busy playing single strokes on each hand at around 190 BPM straight,
Wow.
alternating and all that. And it was painful, but what did it do? It basically improved my speed. It's improving my speed on and on. So beginning stages might seem boring, but trust me, it will work out for the better in the future, because then you'll be able to do all of the stuff that Eric Moore is doing. I
Yeah.
mean, like I don't know if you saw Eric Moore's latest video. It's titled here that every people has more combos than street fighter. And I agree with that because Eric Moore's moving exactly like Ken. Difficult stuff, the boring stuff, will all bring you up to that you love, like shooting faster on the drum kit and all of that. Because like basically that learning phase of your life where you're gonna have to invest time in learning that. So just practice and always have fun with it.
Yes, always have fun with it. That's where I'm at with it. I still have so much fun playing. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know if I'd play at all. Before we go, I'm going to play a little bit more of Bugle Call Rag. And then when we come back, we'll talk about what's next for you. So, folks, if you missed the very first clip we played at the beginning of this episode, check this out. I'll skip to the middle. Very nice. Very nice. I love that one. We have a question. We have a question from, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right, Shahil Nakash Harilal. I think I've got that right. And they want to know, where did you start playing? When you first started playing, where did you first start learning to play? Was it at home? Was it lessons with a teacher elsewhere or at a music store? Where did it all start?
I first started in church.
In
My dad used to
church?
play
Oh.
drums in church, and yes, my dad used to play drums in church, and that inspired me to start playing drums because I used to always watch him having a lot of fun, and that was always fun to watch. So I first started playing in the church, and then
Nice.
my dad got me like a mini drum set, and then my dad started like training me.
That's great. Now, I've met your father. I don't remember if he plays an instrument. Does he?
My dad used to play drums. He used to play keyboard in the church also, and he played bass.
Great. Great, great. So what's next for you? What are you going to do that we'll have a lot to talk about next time? What do you have planned? Are you playing in a band yet, or do you jam with other youngsters or adults?
I am in the band Six Continents.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Kids Rock for Kids, and
That's
that
right.
is a lot of fun. That band is a lot of fun to play with. Like the music, the vibe, everything that happens with that band. We basically just inspiring other kids to basically just have a lot of fun. with
What's the age
passion
range
and
of
follow the
everybody in
dreams,
the band?
Age range, I think from 17 down to around 13,
Okay.
and that's mainly the age range.
And what's the instrumentation?
Guitar, another guitar, one lead guitar, and then another rhythm guitar, I think. Two vocalists, a bassist, and a drummer.
Great. And is the drummer any good? I saw one clip I remember. But tell everybody, like, what type of music are you playing? What are you playing?
With Six Continents, we play rock. basically. A lot of rock, like the AC/DC type of stuff. Um, a lot of those type of rock, basically.
Great.
A lot of that.
Send me some of those videos and we'll put those up too.
I will do so.
Great. And anything else planned coming up that you could sneak peek us to?
I think in June, in June, in New York City, there will be a festival happening. There will be like a Kids Rock for Kids festival happening. At the moment, I'm not sure if we will be able to go, like with the whole like travel type of problem happening at the moment. We're not sure we'll go, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and then the Kids Prodigy Awards will be happening, I think, this month. That will be held in Dubai, I think.
Okay.
That will be amazing. And then me and my dad set up like a outreach type of thing where we go around South Africa, basically, or around our area. Just play some gospel, inspire other people, and basically we're all just there to worship God and just give our lives up to Jesus.
That's great. Hang on the line. Stay with me. We're going to say goodbye to everybody. Thank you so much for taking time, especially late at night, to join me after a gig. I appreciate you so much, Dominic.
My pleasure, Uncle Dad.
You're welcome. And thank you, everybody, for following Trump Talk TV and joining Dominic McNabb and myself here. More stuff coming this month. Stay tuned, and we'll have Dominic back again soon with all kinds of updates. Thanks, everybody.